Hello and welcome to Rory Ludden's post-mortem of Lancer. We're gonna go through the game, explain what I did do, why I did it, what inspired me, and I'll even explain some things that I cut that just didn't make it into the game. We'll start with the start screen. Obviously made the image in the game. It's a still frame, but it does show a bit of the chaos that happens in there, with two options, one being to quit the game, the other being to start the game. Obviously, we're going to be starting the game, and we're going to play through. Now, you might notice it So that was the dialogue system. During it, there will be a lot of jokes, a lot of tutorials, all built into that, with what is basically your ship's AI telling you, hey, you can do this, you can do that. We start off in the gaming room. I made this basically because the simple reason being, during the first week of the module, Mike told us to not have a room that just said your game will load beginning of 10 minutes. I decided to make a gaming room where the reason you're leaving to do this entire mission is because you have 10 minutes of time before your game starts. So we progress through into the living area. This was originally going to have a single corridor wall in the center that would be a locked door that you'd have to get a key later on in the game to backtrack here, and then it would unlock a secret room with a lot of weapons. I decided against that because backtracking is not the most fun thing to do in games. There'll be the dialogue system is also used to describe things about the world, such as if I walk over to this guy, it will just do nothing but say he's flatlined, to be a terrible joke. The sound effect is played every single time, every single frame during the existence of the dialogue itself. There are some which will warn you about different things, such as this. This warns you to stay away from the turret on top of the fridge, which I've got tracking the player at constant points to allow them to do it. I decided to make this room a fridge, or not a fridge, a kitchen, turning it from the soulless corridor that I originally had planned into a kitchen that the player feels a bit more like it's a bit lived in. You got the book on the counter, you got the bed there, you got the stoves and the sink with, I don't know, like the fan at the top. This turret has the warning sign of this red zone. If you enter, you're going to take damage. And it's a turret that does destroy you very quickly, in the joke of preventing you from getting access to the fridge. Now we progress with this joke of telling you the shift key is able to allow the player to use the ability to dash, with them moving forward at any speed. I included a bit of meta jokes because if I tell the player, hey, you can use this key, obviously the current controlled player does not know that. These bits of comedy are inspired by the movie Naked Gun and Duke Nukem, but a lot more Naked Gun as it's a lot less vulgar humour. Then there's another tutorial coming up, which tells you that you can do damage to enemies with the dash, no matter what. You have obviously the doors there that both you and the enemies can open. So enemies can open them and you can then get a lot of shots in. And you have the green path. So throughout the game there will be a green path that tells you where is necessary to go and where is not necessary to go. So in order to progress. Obviously we have also got the quest system with the arrow. It's just a nice bit of diegetic storytelling. Enter into here, you can see the weapons on the shelf, the ammo's lined up, and obviously the gun that you can collect from walking in. There's a bit of a funny in-universe reason for why you can't reach the guns at the top, because you're too short. You can jump up, but that's not going to be good when you have a hammer on there. There are two guns in the game. There is the SMG that you're given, and there is the shotgun, which you can get for doing a different for doing a bit of a side thing. See, each gun has a sound effect that is able to be used. The machine that fires at a high rate does the least damage in the game, and it consumes the most ammo. Upon getting to here, you have a fork in the road. You have the way you're meant to go, but you also have the red ominous room, which is a bunch of enemies. This will basically warn you that there are enemies down here. High danger detected, but you can get a shotgun. This is the way to tell of me telling the player, hey, there's a lot of danger in this room, but you can get a shotgun, which does more damage, shoots a bit slower, but it saves you a lot more ammo. So going in, you're in a massive fight against a bunch of enemies. Even if you run out of ammo, though, because the dash deals damage to them, you're able to use it to your advantage. Main thing is you're also facing a boss at a very early point in the game. It's not mandatory to complete it. It's a side room that goes against the critical path. More a bonus objective that the player can choose to go with. So, continue down. Another enemies. Each of these boxy rooms are going to have enemies included to have with someone to fight. I'm going to go grab the shotgun now, actually, to show you how that works. Obviously, if you're just able to do so, you can just dash in to grab the shotgun, and then you may leave at any point. Upon progressing through, the dialogue commenting about how the environmental storyline, you not being the only Lancer on this ship, there being many, but none of them are able to stand up to the robotic invaders. Door here, which doesn't open, to make a bit of a meta commentary joke over here, mainly focusing around the door puzzle, or the door conundrum, with it just being a random door that doesn't lead you to anywhere. Opening up this, you can get some more ammo reach, before you are able to kill out all the enemies. Oh my god. The dash works best when you're in the air more than when you're on the ground, allowing you to propel yourself even further. But obviously you become a lot harder to see. Bit more environmental storytelling of a Lancer basically trying to scream for his friend who's getting killed by one of the drones. Upon moving here is another meta commentary about games introducing movement controls earlier. Moving into the next level, which is what this is. This is a teleporter that will take you here. You have the reason of why there so many enemies getting onto the ship. And it's shown with the cutscene right here, where you'll see enemies come down, move across in a sort of conveyor as if they're building. The shotgun itself is meant to be used in tandem with the dash, as it's a bit of a... You have the boss, which I made sure to attach the item on the head of the animation to the boss to insinuate that the boss was created. In this part of the game, your entire job is to hit 3 individual switches, allowing you to progress. I will show you what you'll want. I'm going to show what you're progressing from first. So, with all the enemies dead in the boss room, you can then progress here to where the end of the game is. However, there will be doors here that require all of the switches to be triggered. So, by moving backwards to where the quest system is taking us, we have the first, by switching it to green, we're then told to go to turn on the next one, which each of these are guarded by their own boss of a sort. We then turn on this one, and the final one is guarded by upon its defeat, you press the switch, and then you can use the device to shut down the enemies, seeing as the ship is creating them. You have one more enemy to deal with, guarding the final switch, and upon hitting it, you get to play your Lancer game. So yeah, a lot of the game was inspired by Naked Gun as the comedy and the dialogue way, Doom just as a bit of gunplay and movement, and Undertale really helped inspire the voice acting. Yeah, obviously you can restart the game if you wish, or you may just quit the game at any point, or you can just quit the game. Thank you for listening.